Hello and welcome to the History Hour. In this video, today we will talk about 5 most influential African Americans in history. Number 1, Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was one of the most influential sports figures of his day. Robinson became the first African American to play for a Major League Baseball team, the Brooklyn Dodgers, which broke the league's color barrier. Robinson's career spanned a decade. His jersey number, 42, was retired by all MLB teams, meaning no player may ever use that number again, in 1997. Jackie Robinson, 38, empties his locker at the clubhouse of the Brooklyn Dodgers baseball club in Ebbets Field, closing out a 10-year starring stint with the club, in New York, January 7, 1957. Robinson was quitting baseball to sit behind a desk as vice president in charge of personnel for Chock Full and Nuts Company. Number 2, Harriet Tubman. Born into slavery in 1822, Harriet Tubman was famous for her efforts to help escape slaves after escaping herself in 1849. She served an important part of the Underground Railroad, a secret path through slave-holding states for runaway slaves to escape to the north. Tubman was also referred to as Moses. Number 3, Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth was born into slavery, like Douglass and Tubman, and later escaped to become an abolitionist and activist for women's rights. Religion was a focal point of Truth's efforts. She played a major part in recruiting African American soldiers to fight for the Union, Northern states, against the Confederacy, Southern states, in the Civil War. Born Isabella Baumfree to a family of slaves in Ulster County, New York, the 67-year-old abolitionist, Sojourner Truth, pauses from her knitting and looks at the camera in this 1864 photograph. She was not only an anti-slavery activist and colleague of Frederick Douglass but also a memoirist and committed feminist. Number 4, Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes was a poet and a novelist during the Harlem Renaissance. Hughes' first book of poetry, The Weary Blues, and subsequent works, helped outline the economic situation of lower-class African Americans. Langston Hughes, foreground, shown in his boyhood hometown of Lawrence, Kansas, circa 1914. Hughes left Lawrence a year later to live with his mother in Lincoln, Illinois. He eventually moved to New York where he became the literary stalwart of the Harlem Renaissance cultural movement of the 1920s. Number 5, Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou's autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, tells a coming-of-age tale that shows how racism affected a young girl, transforming her into the proud author she would later become. Angelou worked with MLK and other civil rights leaders to put a permanent end to segregation. Maya Angelou holds copy of her book I Know Why Caged Bird Sings. That's it for today. See you in the next one.